Welcome back to round 3, heat number 9 at the Moche Rip Curl Pro Portugal. Another exciting matchup on paper where they've been hard to predict the results, as we'll fly into live action with Jeremy Flores getting underway. Grab rail reverse attempt on the inside, and he ends up going down. Flores surfing against former world champ CJ Hobgood in his retirement year. Both getting a little bit active during the break. So that was Jeremy's second wave so far. At a 1.93 on that with that incomplete finishing move. But Potts, that's the move we love to see out of these guys. Going for broke. Big radical attempts in their surfing. Both these guys solid in big barrels. Where do you put CJ in that radical factor? When he was a Grom, he'd had some pretty interesting aerials that he was going for.
Stick to the maneuvers here at the moment. Both these guys will see more rail surfing than anything else. Here we go.
So checking out this last wave, well, this was what CJ opened up with to start off this heat.
On his backhand, a 5.33 for CJ. Talk about that silky smooth approach that he brings to the game. Lovely rail work, seamless surfing from CJ. On the other hand, Jeremy, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more radical, and this is why. Watch this turn right here. Upside down, inverted, inside out, club sandwich, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot going on there, that's for sure. And this was Jeremy's 4.0, his opening wave on his backhand. Jeremy Flores, one of the best backhand surfers, I reckon, on the planet. Just come off a win in Tahiti. And this one right here as well, just waiting for the scores on CJ's front side. Open up with the 4 on his backhand now, opting for a left-hander. Nice, clean rail surfing from CJ Hobgood. This is the last time we're going to see him surfing in Portugal, so he wants to make it a good one. He wants to go out with a bang.
Hobgood ran into Flores in the semifinals, and he lost that matchup. You go back in history with these two, and they've had a lot of meetings. Jeremy, so far, with CJ's number. Live action now. Jeremy coming off a frontside carve. Snaps it right on the lip. Another big hack in the pocket. Full carve once again. Looking to finish strong. Rock and roll float to get out of there. The Frenchman on fire, showing a lot of variety, a lot of flair. Started with a 4.0, and that score is going to go into his top 2. There's a little right now setting up for Hobgood, stretching out in front of him pretty quickly, so he's got to pick up the pace. Goes for a flyaway punt, and he's down.
Yeah, CJ flying through the air there on the backhand, no grab, so kind of lost connection with his board. So CJ with a couple of quick scores under his belt. Jeremy needing a 5.93 on that last exchange. You know, in even him pulling back, it's still pretty much full tilt. So let's have a look. Beautiful little wave here. Conditions improving. Nice opening gouge right there. And then the wave starts to stand up. Jeremy tags it once, and yet again, bang through the lip right there. Just clean, smooth, crisp surfing that is going to gather some good scores on that one right there. So Jeremy, needing a 5.93, will probably take the lead with that exchange.
The other one, Chopu, this year. Right now, he's coming out of the gates firing. The conditions are groomed and rippable. Last of Flores, a 7.83.
Wow.
CJ now needs a 6.51 to take the lead.
Upside down, nose pick, air, reverse maneuvers. Just keep the board on the face of the wave. Just mistake-free surfing is going to win the heat.
Jeremy under priority, takes another right. Quick rip off the top. Nice transition, softer snap as this wave's now bowling up. Punches out the closeout section and steps off. Flores heating up. Spends a lot of time training, working hard. Now dedicated to staying in the top 10 for the remainder of his career.
Mesh has kept the thing running, and it's just getting better and better. CJ having a look at this one. Probably wave of the day right now.
Now setting up his backhand. Former world champ. Backhand float. Hobgood floats the next section. So that set wave just stretching out real quickly down the line. Just offered 2 backside floats. We saw CJ's twin brother, Damien Hobgood, up there next to Josh Kerr, looking at this heat go down. It was Rookie of the Year. Damien took that effort as well. And then relatively early, CJ was able to clinch that world title back in 2001. This is the goofy foot. CJ setting up that first snap into the second one off the top. Holding the bottom turn, backhand float, creating some space. Setup work to find a finishing move. Cracks it shut way down the line. CJ hoping for a 7.54 as Jeremy finishes. Little inside corner left, and he's out.
Well, CJ needed a 7.54. At the moment, just with a 5.33 and a 4.8, so he's going to improve his situation after that exchange. So is Jeremy, though. I mean, Jeremy got a pretty good wave. 5.03 is his second highest score, so he's going to replace that, which means CJ is going to require a little bit more. So we'll see after this scores drop in. We'll try and get a quick look at Jeremy's wave. Here we go. Good solid left-hander. Jeremy off the bottom. Beautiful flow to hang time right there. And another big snap off the top. So Jeremy starting to get some confidence. That 7.83 has put him in a good position, Joe. And on the other hand, here goes CJ trying to get himself back into this heat. Nice clean turn, draws off the bottom again. So just nice, smooth surfing from CJ. Cranking it up on a couple of turns there. Gets his bonus section through the inside. So CJ Hobgood definitely is going to get himself back into this heat after that.
So nice composure on the backhand of CJ Hobgood to put himself back in this matchup, especially for the rest of the afternoon. Even as the tide starts to drop and back out, the winds still look really favorable, light and variable throughout the remainder of the day. So he was kind of thinking it would be easy to finish.
You've got to just be ready to get up and check it.
Now looking at 15:45 to go, we're going to watch Jeremy Flores set up a backside snap. He'll get down to the bottom, hammers that second turn, and gets out. He's got an amazing backhand carve. When we kind of think of power hooks and carving maneuvers, kind of the first ones that usually pop to mind are big forehand gouges.
You sort of get the board in a certain position, and then you sort of torque the body all the way around, and you'll see exactly what I mean right here with Jeremy, straight up and down. And as he comes off the bottom right here, the body turns before the board does. So the upper part of the body sort of rotates, and then the hips and everything else follow. And that's what gives it that whip, that dynamic snap sort of motion. And Jeremy did that exactly right. He's going to leave the tour with a really good taste.
Little right-hander setting up Jeremy Flores. Plenty open face, but without priority, it'll be CJ's turn to take the rest of it. Solid bottom turn, great attack in the pocket. Projection flow, but he doesn't have anything left, and he lets it all out. He's here to compete.
I was waiting for that to happen.
A big scream and bellow coming from the depths of CJ Hobgood's body. Everyone on the beach heard that one, and now Flores on the next wave. Not a whole lot on offer, so he gets out.
He had to do that, though. He had to catch that wave. Jeremy was in a good position, and he was going to tear that wave to pieces, so CJ didn't want Jeremy to get any further ahead. He's already looking for an 8.79. So he didn't want Jeremy to back up that 7.83 with another good score. At the moment, CJ right there, just this is the wave that he took off Jeremy. Beautiful opening maneuver right there. And then just didn't quite do enough. And you can see him just letting go right there. I love it. I love that passion from CJ Hobgood. I'm going to miss it. I hope someone picks up where he left off. I know we've got Kai Otten still on tour. He's very much like that. It's all about the goofy footers. What's up with these goofy footers? Kind of angry guys.
They are fired up. They always bring everything they've got into big heats. And just looking at the form of rhythm of CJ Hobgood,
which is a lot of the same models that you would say Joel Parkinson, Julian Wilson have been riding. Jason Stevenson out of the Gold Coast actually grew up in North Stratty, which is now living in the Gold Coast shaping boards. But this is his backup board, which is a 5.9, 18 1/4, 2 1/4, just under 20 liters, I think it is. So I'm looking there. It's got to be over 20 liters. But anyway.
Unshaper for surfboards for your whole career, or use a little bit of everything?
Well, I think it's at a point when you're trying to compete. I'm going to stop and let you call that action right there, Joe.
Thanks, Peter. We'll get more questions out of him. Big carve. Now coming to the inside, projection snap off the top, now looking to finish, deep off the bottom. Nice closeout hammer for Jeremy Flores. On fire. His boards look amazing. We got to see the backup that was already buckled, so he's gone through a few. And right there trying to better a 6.33.
I think he's done it. I think that's going to be his best score, Joe. And it was done underneath priority. He used his priority on the wave before. Let's have a look. CJ's a little too deep. Jeremy off the bottom. This turn right there, one of the turns of the day. Jeremy again finds another good section, races down the line, and finishes off with a nice tail snap right there. So Jeremy Flores just about to drop his best score and put the screws in on CJ Hobgood.
That win for Andy was his comeback to form win. He hadn't won a contest in a while, as we now see CJ drawing a vertical snap off the lip. Jams it off the top. He's running out of space.
Wow.
Close out hack there. And you kind of look at the waves for Jeremy Flores. They're just running down the sandbank. Even on the set wave CJ's had, it's forced them to do maybe 2 floats as they're going pretty quickly down the line. Yep. 9.43 from the panel for Jeremy Flores, lighting it up on his forehand. Huge carves with a ton of commitment with speed, power, and flow. Low score 7.83. So now a huge task for Hobgood to come back. A couple of 5s under his belt. But you know CJ will be going for broke if he gets the opportunity. Can't say enough about Flores with his complete 180 to winning heats. Spent the last 2 seasons on the championship tour, not getting into the 9s, not making quarterfinal heats. Switched it just with his positive attitude, surfing for himself, and he's able to put himself in a top 10 picture, and he's absolutely dominating this matchup. Can you hear anything, Strider?
I can hear everything. It's pretty amazing watching these guys paddle by. Jeremy's just head down focused. Right now you'll see him again taking off, grabbing the wall. The waves are just turning on, it seems like, as he pulled up underneath the bowl right there. You know, it's so great to see it from out here in the water. These guys are after it. CJ is just letting the world know how, like, his emotions. He's just been bellowing out war cries after his waves, paddling out, watching and hearing the scores of a 9.43. He's just screaming to the man upstairs, and it was just, you know, it's impressive to see the passion behind that man's, you know, year.
5.37, he's been building, fired himself up to a 7.10, but Flores has been on fire, still having Hobgood needing 2 new waves. Flores with a 7.83 and a 9.43. That passion, fire, and energy from Hobgood is really leaving a big mark on the top 34, and everyone's going to be trying to carry that CJ torch when he's not in the jersey next season.
Yeah, absolutely right, Joe. And I think CJ lucky that Jeremy didn't better his situation with that last wave as well. Beautiful long barrel. And then CJ there, you can see just having a chat with Jeremy going, what do you do on that wave? Why do you do that to me? It's my last event. Come on. I know who's going to carry the torch for CJ, and it's another goofy footer called Kai Otten.
That's right. A lot of fire out of Kai Otten, who got knocked out earlier in this contest in round 2. Flores sharing the lineup once again with 2001 world champ CJ Hobgood. Flores earning that big win with a 17.26 combined total as he moves on to round 4 to take on Vasco Ribeiro and Keanu Asing.